Alright, so MLG Shakuras Plateau, Cephas and Raffy coming up right after this probably extremely long loading screen with all the observers we have in here.
Certainly does seem to be a possibility.
Hey, you know your mic has a mute button on it, right?
No, I don't.
Your mic doesn't have a mute button?
Let me check.
It's just funny because I think you keep like lifting it up or down and it's just making a lot of noise.
Sorry.
No worries.
Yes, there we go. Okay. We are good.
No worries. Alright, so what are you thinking?
I'm thinking if it's close by air, we will see a battlecruiser rush.
Ballsy.
Well,
I would love to see a battlecruiser rush. There are not enough battlecruiser rushes in this game.
I think it'd be fantastic. I mean, if Raffy can go for the proxy robotics bay, I think Cephas should go for the battlecruiser rush. And unfortunately, we are not close by air.
Oh, so no battlecruiser rush this time. Alright, so
Cephas already stating he wants to do fun stuff, which I can only assume is a battlecruiser rush.
Okay, so in the top right position we have Cephas spawning as the pink Terran, and in the bottom left we have the purple Protoss, Raffy. And I appear to have lost Ethan along the way. So we have a probe scout immediately heading on over into that top position.
Yes, that did strike me to be a little bit of a fast scout. Apologies for taking some time. I was enjoying my sandwich. We have some probe harass. This is one of my favorite things to do as a Protoss player when I'm facing a Terran.
Delays that barracks ever so slightly, but anything counts, so definitely a fun little move there. And we have Cephas immediately going down into the bottom left to scout out Raffy.
Yes, indeed. What was very dangerous about what Raffy did earlier is that from scouting, unless Cephas actually scouted the robotics facility itself, it looked like a standard 3-gate.
And so it looks like we've got just normal warp gate timing coming in, and from camp Cephas finally able to finish that barracks and get it producing a marine and throwing down
Absolutely.
a supply depot.
To continue the joke of the evening, we are building the supply depots and not destroying them.
It's always a good sign.
Interestingly, double gas going down for the pink Terran player Cephas.
So I mean, definitely indicative of maybe a battlecruiser rush.
I think that would be amazing. So it looks like we will not be seeing the one barracks expand that we saw in the first game.
And with that pylon in the base, I'm guessing Raffy has given up his cheesing ways.
We could see a Dark Templar rush.
Quite possibly. Only one gas right now, though. Just getting that warp gate timing going.
Yes, it doesn't appear that there's been too much chrono boost saved up, so if it is going to, and he's spending it on getting the Stalker out, this does appear to be marginally standard. I wouldn't assume this is going to be a 4-gate, seeing as he's not chrono boosting onto the cybernetics core.
Right, so definitely
Gas going down now.
Definitely could see that Dark Templar you were talking about. Or maybe just a 3-gate robo expand instead of the 3-gate robo minus the expand.
One gate expand.
And I continue to get proved wrong daily.
If I was a mean person, I'd say you should be used to it by now, but I'm not a mean person.
So, up in Camp Cephas, we have a factory going down, 2 barracks, and an expo. I don't quite know how this qualifies as fun stuff, but maybe in his book this is fun.
Well, in my book, not being cheesed is fun, so I'd say Cephas has got to be feeling a little bit better about himself right now.
Definitely, definitely. So, Raffy, just playing a little bit standard, playing it safe, throwing down Robo Bay, 2 more gateways, and chilling at his expo.
A second bunker going down by Cephas. I can't say I blame him for wanting to be too careful in this. He hasn't scouted the main base directly to the left of him by air.
Right.
That's a very nice place to put a proxy Stargate or something.
And it looks like we're going to have the infamous scouting factory flying down.
Yes. Some races like to scout with their workers. Terrans, well, they just scout using their buildings.
Why not, you know? And so we
have a fusion core. Oh, we have the battleship rush.
surprisingly, you actually ended up correct. I don't know how.
As soon as this is done, we're going to see a battlecruiser being built. I am incredibly, incredibly shocked that I called that. Yes, yes, battlecruiser, thank you.
Watch out, they can sink your battleship.
Yes.
And it looks like this observer is going to be able to spot anything coming out, so it's going to be interesting to see if he actually sees that fusion core and these battlecruisers that are going to be showing up here in a minute.
This is a very interesting build, and expand into battlecruisers.
So it looks like he might... Yes, he's able to snipe off the observer.
Which means that Raffy is not going to know that there's a gigantic flying battlecruiser headed for him.
As opposed to a non-flying battlecruiser?
Absolutely.
And the two stalkers are able to repel the flying factory of doom. And it looks like he's going to throw down a robotics bay, getting some colossi perhaps in the near future. Yeah, there goes the thermal lance. So colossi, last time I checked, are not very good against battlecruisers.
I'm going to concur. I do not believe I've ever seen a straight-on Colossus versus battlecruiser game in which the Colossus was able to win.
So the first battlecruiser is on the field.
I do think it would be possible for a Colossus to just, using how high it is, just to simply headbutt the battlecruiser out of the air, but apparently Blizz did not think that that was a suitable attack for them. We do have the Yamato cannon being researched at the fusion core. Any Day 9 fans in the audience, this would be the time to do the fusion core dance.
And we have another expand coming down from Cephas. So I guess he's just planning on pumping out tons and tons of battlecruisers, going for the ship upgrade level 1. And Raffy going to be in for quite the surprise once he figures out this is happening.
I am quite a fan of what Cephas is doing right now. Raffy, oh my goodness, his observer is so close, but he still does not see the fusion core or the battle cruisers. Literally, if he moved his observer just an inch to the right, he'd be in range of the battle cruisers.
And we now have a Templar Twilight Council coming in, as well as another gateway. So looking probably for that kind of death ball that um, Protoss are so fond of, and we see it kind of marching out into the middle of the field right now with a little pylon there to reinforce.
Another observer pulled taken off, leaving only one observer on the field, hanging out by the scout factory.
This is going to be really interesting once he marches in and sees these battle cruisers there.
Oh, hallucinating void rays.
Impressive.
Brilliant play. Oh, this is going to be quite an interesting battle right now. And here comes the engagement. A missile turret is going down. It's not going to be up in time. The battle cruisers are moving in. If he Yamatos those void rays, that's going to be...
That would be classic. And let's see where the Yamatos land. No, he's Yamating the Colossi.
Brilliant plan. We're trying to repair, but those Colossus are ripping up the SCVs.
And
RTSRaffy has been repelled. The battle cruisers have been shown. They're pursuing the Colossus.
I mean, he's got 4 of them. You might as well. There's not much back at the base camp of Raffy. Trying to get some stalkers in there. Now warping in the stargates to try and get some sort of counter to those battle cruisers up, but it's just going to be too little, too late.
+1 is done on the battle cruisers. They already have a very high attack speed.
Although pulling back with the battle cruisers, so it looks like Raffy might be able to get some counters up for that. He's going to go ahead and throw down his 3rd, and Cephas has an orbital command ready for whenever he plans on throwing down his 3rd as well.
I think Cephas is being just a little bit too careful right now.
Going for 2 more battle cruisers and going ahead and getting the infantry weapon, or not the infantry, well, he is getting the infantry weapons, but also getting that ship weapons level 2 set up.
Those upgrades are very, very quickly going to add up. And interestingly, we have some Phoenixes being built. Does Raffy, does he understand what counters battle cruisers?
It's hard to say. I mean, Phoenixes are an anti-air unit, but I definitely think the Void Ray would be better suited in this situation.
Void Rays do bonus damage to armored and massive, which is exactly what a battlecruiser is. A Phoenix is only going to do... It does 5 damage under 2 attacks, and with a battlecruiser's armor of 3, it's just essentially going to be tickling them. It's not going to be doing much of anything. Here come the Phoenixes.
And
the tickle at the battle cruisers.
Yeah, nothing happening there. Able to.
He's trying to run away.
And he's going to run straight into that 3rd that he's now going to find.
Yes. Another battle cruiser being tickled by the Phoenixes. Looks like it may go down. Very good microing on the battle cruisers being done by Cephas. We have 3 left.
And here come the Yamato cannons on the Nexus. That's amazing.
I feel now would be well, actually, with those Colossus still up, calling out a mule may not be the right call.
Yeah. Call down a mule after you get rid of the Colossi. And that's going to be GG. I mean,
and
there it is.
GG.
As
the battle cruisers able to defeat Raffy.